Hi, I'm LP Master 6, and welcome to my 65th Let's Play on this channel. It is not Star Fox, that's what we were playing last time my SNES Classic was shown on this channel. Right now we are playing Super Metroid, released in 1994 by Nintendo! I'm really excited about this, but really scared of it at the same time because, well, not because it's a scary game, but because it is actually the biggest Nintendo game, maybe game ever, but I know at least Nintendo game. I don't care about Sega or arcade games or any of that garbage. Oh, I never realized until like a month ago that those are dead scientists on the floor, like gory, bloody, dead human beings. Pretty shocking for Nintendo standards in 1994, especially. I'm going to let the demos play out here because they show some interesting things sometimes. They show some stuff that the game doesn't actually teach you, but it's proof that because they're in the demos, you know that they're intentional techniques by the developers, which I think is a very fascinating method of game design that you don't see very often. They're technically showing you, but they're not showing you, and they're for advanced players. Some stuff you would never think to try. Okay, well, not this. This one I think is obvious to try. This was in Metroid 1, but it's made a lot easier. In that game, it was like impossible. In Metroid 2, I don't think it was that bad. I can't remember. Anyway, in case you've never seen me before, I'm LP Master 6, and I'm Let's Playing every game in release order for every series relevant to the original Super Smash Bros., thus far including the Mario series, the Donkey Kong series, the Legend of Zelda series, the Metroid series, the Yoshi series, the Kirby series, the Star Fox series, the Earthbound series, and the F-Zero series. More to come later. Whew. And this game is the biggest cartridge of any game Nintendo had produced yet. And because of that, it almost got canceled. It was either 2 or 3 times during its development cycle. And this is also the longest development time of any game I've done so far on this channel. It started in fall of 1991. It took 6 months for Nintendo to approve the project. And then they really got the ball rolling, coming out in early-ish 1994. Well, we don't really have any data to clear, sadly, because I already deleted my practice files. But we could do data copy, which I'm not going to do. But, you know, no YouTuber ever shows off data copy. They show you all these advanced techniques and even show you, like, all the simple techniques. They don't show you data copy. It's not like it's self-explanatory or anything. I mean, it actually has more uses than you'd expect. Now, if you really are sad and you really want to impress your friends, if you live a really sad life, you can finally, on preferably Samus File C, or you can copy it and clear to get it over to File C, get a really good time and 100% the game, or not, then copy that and then just turn the game on the other files on A and B and make them look like you played those first for practice and just wait a little bit, you know, and get the times up. Boom, you got 3 distinct looking save files and everybody's going to be like, damn, he's good at the game. I'm sorry, that was really stupid. I'm really nervous and scared to get into the gameplay. I'm sorry. You can change it to Japanese text, but there's a lot of kanji in there, and as you guys know, I don't know kanji. I know the other 3 alphabets in Japanese, though. Alright, now this is actually weird. This is... Most Metroid games don't... This is the only Metroid game with a run button. And I feel like it only works with the actual SNES controller for some reason. The Switch Pro controller, Joy-Cons, GameCube controller, a keyboard, I've tried everything. This game is like unplayable. Then my brother-in-law, who also especially loves this game and loves the SNES era of Nintendo, gave me a tip. You almost never angle down, and you can angle up and down with the control pad, sort of. So just put the run button to one of the bumpers. Boom, there you go. But, oh, no, not what I wanted. Oh, no, I messed it up. I pressed B to get out of it. Alright, we're going to go into special setting mode. I can explain these. I really shouldn't over-explain Super Metroid. This is one of the most over-explained games ever that's not like a my grandma has played it sort of game. I'm actually going to change this to auto. there, as in the original 2 games, say with missiles, you have to press select to change between your beam, your gun, your arm cannon, and your missiles. There's other stuff alongside the missiles and the gun this time around. So if you set icon cancel to auto, it'll change back to your regular beam after you walk through a door, so you don't accidentally shoot missiles or shoot off whatever else you've got in your arsenal. So I'm actually going to use that. I've never used it before, so it might take some getting used to, but I think that'll be convenient. This, if you're charging a shot or just shooting in general, I think, I'm not sure exactly because I've never used the moonwalk. I keep it off. Basically, if you have it off while you're shooting or charging a shot, you can turn on a dime. But if you have the moonwalk on, Samus will walk backwards while she's charging a shot. You can do some weird stuff in speed running with that, but that's way over my head. I have 100%ed this game once.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
And I've maybe beaten it twice. I know I've beaten it at least once. But yeah, voice sampling in a 1994 game. Whoo! If you're not amazed yet, you will be. Oh, maybe. I'm not sure. I first battled the Metroids on planet Zebes. It was there that I foiled the plans of the space pirate leader Mother Brain to use the creatures to attack galactic civilization. And here we go, a nice scene from Metroid 1, in case you guys don't remember it. Nicely remade. I next fought the Metroids on their homeworld, SR-388. I completely eradicated them except for a larva, which after hatching followed me like a confused child. And here we go, nice flashback to Metroid 2's ending. The sound designer, the main composer, was really particular on how he wanted the baby Metroid to sound. I really think that's cool. They made a few different sounds for it based on potential emotions it might feel to really convey to the player without it saying anything. And I think that's fascinating. I personally delivered it to the Galactic Research Station at Ceres so scientists could study its energy-producing qualities. And there's Samus handing off a creature who thinks it's her child to a strange man in a white coat. The scientists' findings were astounding. They discovered that the powers of the Metroid might be harnessed for the good of civilization. In a Japanese commercial for Super Metroid, Samus is shown donning a white coat, well, in a white coat, and taking it off to leap into action. But that may hint that Samus did help them with their research for a while. Neat fact. Satisfied that all was well, I left the station to seek a new bounty to hunt. But I had hardly gone beyond the asteroid belt when I picked up a distress signal. Ceres Station was under attack. And I really don't like that Samus just handed off her baby. Like, does she not feel a connection to this baby? The baby? I mean, you think that the Metroids are these monsters that basically lack sentience and only act on their primal drives to suck the life force out of anything. Until the ending of Metroid 2, when the baby Metroid doesn't attempt to hurt Samus and clearly loves her. I find that detail very fascinating. And here we are at Ceres Space Station. If we press start, nothing happens. But like I said, the run button is a lot to get used to. Here's the dead scientist. This is the title screen right here, but something's missing. It's the Metroid. I'm letting you enjoy the ambience here. The ambiance. Here it is. It's perfectly safe and sound. Nothing to worry about. Alright, well, let's get it and go. Come on, maybe it'll follow us. It's Ridley, the boss from Metroid 1. But he was supposed to be dead. Okay, this, honestly, I think it's the hardest boss fight in the game. I've beaten it once. You'll see what I mean in a minute when Ridley inevitably defeats me. Oh, these sounds. For 1994 standards, this is so crisp and so terrifying. For Nintendo standards, the bloody scientist, now that's It's a little crazy. You have to shoot Ridley 100 times to defeat him here. At least I think it's 100 times. I'm not positive. No idea how close we're getting. Or if we're getting close at all. But, I mean, you can tell by his coloration that we're doing some damage. But he gets more aggressive as the fight goes on. Oh! Oh, I did it! Oh my god. Okay, you know that you beat him by him dropping the Metroid and then picking it back up. And of course, a self-destruct sequence. Why does everything have a self-destruct sequence? But here we go. Escape. I think this is Escape, right? Or is this still versus Ridley? And I love both of the songs for some reason. No, this is versus Ridley. In my last take, I called this Escape. I'm dumb. Escape was in Metroid 1. You guys know what that is. I am doing my thing where I pretend that only the canon of the games that were out at the time of this game's release is in existence. So I'm largely ignoring everything that has been confirmed since Super Metroid's release to happen, say, between Metroid 1 and 2, or the remakes of 1 and 2. So for now, we're just pretending that this is all there is. But Samus now has her mission. She must return to planet Zebes. The space pirates have rebuilt their bases there. She's presumably following Ridley, though you don't see that. I think it says so in the manual, at least. And she's got to recover the baby Metroid. Except what really bothers me is she's not doing it for the Metroid's sake. She's doing it for, you know, the safety of the world's sake. She's not like, oh, the baby. You know, it really bothers me. Alright, well, this is Samus's gunship. Looking nice and beautiful. Way better than it looked in Metroid 2 on the Game Boy graphics. No offense to that game, that was good. This game's just way better. This isn't even my favorite Metroid game. I'm going to be sucking its dick quite a bit, but it's not even my favorite. And we're blocked in over here. But only if you don't know what you're doing. You're not supposed to know how to do that yet. But I do. I know how to do it. Doesn't matter. We can't get through a green door for quite some time. Sorry, I just really, I like to show off that I'm decent at the game's mechanics, even though everybody watching this probably already knows about them and is already potentially decent at the game's mechanics. Alright, I'm going to ignore up there. I could do some more trying to wall jump and failing at it, but I'm not going to do that. But, oh my god. They really wanted to make this game feel like a movie, which is unheard of for an action game. An RPG, you know, maybe they had done that at the time. But this, oh. The sound design is brilliant. It was not done by Hirokazu Tanaka as the first game was, sadly. But I think the score here is amazing. And hearing the songs that Tanaka had already composed for Metroid 1 redone here, absolutely amazing. And you may remember this. This is the ending of Metroid 1. This is the escape room. And you can see where Samus definitely did some damage to it by, you know, Mother Brain activating the self-destruct sequence as she was dying. Here we go. This is where Mother Brain was. We saw it earlier in the flashback, which also really cool for its time. I mean, still really cool. It's just, you know, games didn't really have that much continuity or concern for the story, especially not action games at this time. I mean, all Mario is Peach getting kidnapped and Mario has to go fight Bowser. And here it is. That's where Samus started in Metroid 1. For some reason, this is called an eye. according to the game's code. Or files, or whatever. Alright, you're supposed to go down here and do this. But I'm going to do more show-offy stuff and do that. So, welcome to Brinstar, the second area. First area we've been in is Criteria, which was not in the original Metroid. But of course this was really polishing its original look, and I think it really looks good. And we've already got missiles, of course, here. Very nice. And originally, this is where Mini-Boss Hideout 1, aka Kraid's Lair, was in the first game. But the planet's not all the same this time around. It's so cool. Instead of opting for a remake, yeah, we can't get this yet. Really frustrating. We can get it in about 2 minutes, though. I don't believe you can possibly wall jump to it. I'm almost positive you can't. But we have pretty much cleared out Brinstar. That's everything we can do here for the moment. Obviously, we'll be back. This is a Metroid game. This is often considered the first true Metroidvania game. There's about 3 games that get that title: Metroid, Super Metroid, and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. But this game really popularized it. Now, when I say that Metroid 1 invented speedrunning, Super Metroid really invented speedrunning. This game was revolutionary for its time, although it did not sell well in Japan. Oh my god, there's enemies now. These are Zebesians, space pirates. Alright, now that the music has changed, I think this song is called Criteria Space Pirates Appear or something like that. We can actually go back. Well, actually, that door, I think that's called a metal door. It won't open until all the enemies have been killed. So, we killed the enemies. Pretty easy task. Oh, these are so cool. Why weren't these in Metroid 1? You never actually saw the space pirates, aside from Ridley and Kraid and Mother Brain in Metroid 1. And here they are. Actually, in some media released around the time, it was Japan only. It was a choose-your-own-adventure style book, but it was played sort of like a game, and it was really influential to later games in the series. I only know about it because Did You Know Gaming did a video on it recently. Actually, no, I read about it a couple days before that on Metroid Wiki, or Wikitroid, but I didn't really look too far into it. But go check out Did You Know Gaming's video on it. Anyway, in that, the space pirates were depicted as humans. And I never realized they weren't depicted as aliens, even though Ridley was, so was Kraid, and Mother Brain isn't. We'll get it more into Mother Brain later, I guess. We'll go back in here, since we have the Morph Ball now. But we don't have bombs. Sorry, spoilers for Super Metroid. If you haven't seen Metroid, everything from Metroid 1 comes back, I think. I mean, sure, the morphing ball is the same item as the Mari, but if you want to be really nerdy... Oh, I haven't been seeing the enemy names. Those things out here, right here, those are either Geemers or Zoomers. Put it on screen. They are probably my favorite regular enemies. These guys, I think also from Metroid 1, put their name on screen. This big guy is called a Rio. If I'm wrong, put that on screen. I can never remember what these guys are called. What was I going to say? Something I was going to say back in that old escape room. Oh well. I am going for 100%. Oh, yeah, Metroid finally has a map now, by the way. In case I didn't make that clear, I forgot something. The room where you fight Ridley at Sarah's space station, if you want technically 100% map completion, you have to go out of the room Ridley was in, where he activated the self-destruct sequence. And why does the ship have a self-destruct sequence? Anyway, and you have to go back in that room to make it pink. Oh well, I screwed up. We're technically not getting 100% map completion. Sorry, guys. I did it in every practice run, every practice tape. I screwed up. I was too busy talking. Like you guys want to hear that. I really shouldn't be explaining so much of Super Metroid because it's Super Metroid. Everyone has done this game, and I'm just adding to that, overdoing it on YouTube, which is fine. I mean, I like to over-explain games that everybody's like, oh, you know this game, but everybody over-explains this game. But I feel weird not saying everything about it. Plus, it gives me something to talk about. This is a Ripper. Another one of my favorite regular classic enemies. That was a close one. So there's not very many places we can go yet. But we can go down here. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't get hit by the Ripper.